right now on Hot Pursuit. Can't wait for the show to start? Keep your pants on. Some suspects can be a little rough around the edges, and a stolen car gives new meaning to the term spark plug. In the scenic Virginia countryside, this guy has been pulled over for speeding. The cop is working solo. The driver's alone. But someone or something is waiting in the wings. For now, it's business as usual.
Yes, sir. Big Ridge.
Before too long, a sinister figure decides it's time to make his presence felt. You've heard the one about why the chicken crossed the road. Well, this time, it's a wild turkey. And he's not coming over for Thanksgiving dinner. First, Tom Turkey decides to show the policeman where he stands in the pecking order. He's just poking his beak in where he's not wanted. But that doesn't seem to discourage him from ruffling the officer's feathers by seriously disrupting the roadside interrogation.
You said a wild turkey jumped in the back of your truck. Get out of here.
Maybe the bird needs some help migrating.
You live in Washington or Virginia?
Well, I live in Washington. I'm just going back.
Speed limit on this road's 50. You're doing 69. Did you know you're going that fast?
The turkey trots away from the pickup, and it looks like the old buzzard has buzzed off.
Let's get these logs.
Good Virginia prime.
But when the trooper returns to his own vehicle,
okay, wait here and I'll be right back, okay?
he finds someone waiting for him.
Get off my car.
Don't adjust your TV. What you're about to see isn't a scene from a nature show.
Okay, this is a citation on your speed. There's mail inform the envelope. Smell the court and your signature DX.
You know what they say about birds of a feather. This cop has just become friends with his poultry partner. Maybe the bird wanted in on the turkey talk. Perhaps the cop should have brought a jar of cranberry sauce. But one thing's for sure. This story is clearly one for the birds. Once you've already been arrested for drunk driving and taken to the station, resisting arrest doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And this four-eyed felon has picked the wrong cop to mess with. He's ready with the mace and a quick defensive jab to the face. With reinforcements right nearby, it doesn't take long before the guy's restrained. But even outnumbered, he still puts up a fight. Having just inhaled a mace chaser to follow his night of boozing, the drunk doesn't give up. He throws up. When you've had as much to drink as this guy, a tussle like this is enough to make you hurl. Coming up on Hot Pursuit, this police officer confronts the good, the bad, and the naked. This one hits the jackpot.
Man, you got a lot of crack on you, homeboy.
And stealing this car was a bright idea, literally. In the state of Texas, things can get pretty hot, even at night.
Hey, how are you? Pretty good. How are you? Good. Put your car in park. Step on back here with me.
Which is probably why the couple this cop has stopped are driving a convertible. But it looks like the wind blowing through his hair wasn't enough to cool this guy down.
Go ahead and step back here. You don't have your license with you? They're in my pickup. Okay.
Not only is he driving with the top down, but he's also been driving with his pants off.
Well, I say why you want your clothes, okay? All right. You do this stuff right in the middle of the road all the time?
No. This is first time for me.
Okay.
Since he wasn't alone, it was probably a little hot inside the car, too. Man's having so much trouble putting his underwear back on, it's pretty clear that this roadside party involved a few drinks, too. So once he's covered up, this sexed-up drunk is given the 3rd degree.
Well, I can smell a pretty strong odor of alcohol on your breath this evening. How much have you had to drink?
Just a couple mixed drinks, to be honest with you.
What kind of mixed drinks were you drinking?
She was drinking beer, and I was drinking a Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke? How many of those did you have?
I had a couple.
Okay.
So after a little nightcap to get them in the mood, things got a little steamy.
You were on a driveway or a county road or something. You're out here on the stop in the middle of the highway.
I know it was a stupid-ass mistake.
Okay.
Now he'll have to get physical in a way he wasn't hoping for.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick look at your eyes. Just put your right foot in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe. No, don't start taking steps. I just want you to stand like this right here with your right foot in front of your left. Keep your arm at your side. I'm going to explain the instructions, then I'm going to tell you and begin the test. Okay? Don't start until I tell you. Go ahead and stand at your right foot in front of your left. I'm going to have you to take 9 heel-to-toe steps towards my patrol car.
The officer certainly isn't impressed by his performance.
Plan on the right.
No, he's touching heel-to-toe. Wrong turn.
So he brings the proceedings to an abrupt climax.
Okay. Mr. Allen, it's very apparent that you're intoxicated this evening. Okay, you've had way too much to drink to be out here driving.
He's thinking that handcuffs would have been a lot more fun with his girlfriend.
Going straight to the house.
Well, you wasn't going straight enough to the house. Go ahead and let go of your hand. I'll get you one. You can put it on when we get to jail.
But pretty soon she's in bondage too. At which point the threesome all retire to the privacy of the officer's squad car. Alcohol is said to lower inhibitions. But when it comes to drunk test dummies, a little bit of booze often makes it a whole lot easier to get to the naked truth. The officer pulling these two guys over smells something funny going on. He can't prove anything yet, so he starts questioning the two suspects.
How you doing, sir? Go touch the door.
It only takes a few seconds of talking before the officer realizes what he's smelling. He gets right to the point.
There's marijuana in the car? There's marijuana in the car? I smell marijuana.
First guy isn't any help at all, so the officer searches the second suspect for a hidden package.
You got something in your pants? Right here.
He takes off,
519, got one running.
abandoning both the cop and his supposed innocence, which gives his friend the opportunity to retrieve the drugs from the car and toss them to the side of the road.
Get behind you. Get behind you now, boy.
Before coming back and posing casually for the policeman's camera. But the plan is a complete failure.
Man, you got a lot of crack on you, homeboy. A bunch of crack.
Not only was his drug ditch caught on film,
You almost got shot.
but his recently caught partner is loaded to the gills with crack cocaine.
Hey, homeboy, you're in some trouble. That's a lot of dope, my man. A whole bunch of dope.
It looks like the officers just about wrap this one up. All that's left for him to do is cart these two dopes away to the station for processing. Now it's time for them to spend a little time in the joint.
Dan, he said there's a bag of weed behind the car somewhere, 10 yards behind the vehicle.
Coming up on Hot Pursuit, we go from perp walks to the catwalk.
Yes, Mr. Police Officer.
This guy goes for a spin. And a Hot Pursuit gets really hot. It all starts with a missing seatbelt.
How you doing? Your driver's license insurance? You step out for me, please, sir? You leave your cigarette on the inside, please? Okay. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Was I doing something wrong?
Yes, sir. I didn't see your seatbelt on when you come through the
But the
light there.
seatbelt is just pretense. The cop has a feeling this guy is under the influence.
Where you coming from tonight?
Friend's house over here. You know where the racetrack is, the old racetrack, and that new trailer park they put on the other side?
Mm-hmm. Not over there.
The trailer park is a red flag. In this town, it's a hotbed of criminal activity.
Okay. You haven't been consuming any alcohol tonight?
No, sir.
The cop can tell this guy's intoxicated, but it's not clear what sorts of substances are making him tipsy tonight. To be safe, he decides to run a quick check. The suspect cools his jets in his car.
On air, Class C, valid. Expiration 0311 of 99.
Checking your license through the computer, they tell me that you don't have any violations or restrictions on them.
Yes.
Nothing that would keep you from driving. So what I did was write you a warning ticket, like I told you. It don't cost you nothing.
Oh.
The driver probably thinks he's getting off easy, but the cop still has his
Let me
doubts.
ask you something here before you go on. And of course, I'm not accusing you of being part of this activity if you're not, okay? But here in the county, I come in contact with vehicles and people that are transporting contraband. Are you familiar with what contraband is?
Yeah, I know.
Guns?
A year ago, I got in some trouble. No, I'm not, sir.
You got anything illegal? What kind of guns, drugs?
No guns, no, sir.
Okay, do you mind if I search it real quick for contraband?
Search me.
The vehicle? And, well, yeah, you in the vehicle. You're the only one in it. Is anybody else in there besides you? Okay.
The search quickly turns up a small knife, some lint, and a key.
Anything else in these stuff?
The officer is courteous, calm, and collected, but it's all a charade. He knows if he just holds on, this jittery Joe will give something up in no time flat. And sure enough, there's something in his front pocket.
Oh, you got something in there. Pull it out.
He sure does. A small bag of marijuana, and he's not giving it up easily.
Don't argue with them, both play with me, okay? We're trying behind your back, right now.
But stoned and a little slow, he's in no shape to outrun the cops. The officer's partner easily tracks him down and brings him back. Chalk this bust up to the power of police intuition, because when this smart cop sized up the driver, he knew something was going down. Playing the good cop and just waiting a little bit gave him all the time he needed to let this guy hang himself. And once a quick search gave up the goods, the drug-running driver made a run for it himself. From a drug-running dummy to a drunk-driving diva, this lovely young lady is a far cry from the criminal element normally seen on tape. She walks the line with the shimmy of a fashion model. But rather than trying to score a modeling contract, she's taking on a sobriety test. It'll take more than just her good looks if she wants to avoid a 3-month suspension of her license.
Raise your arms out to your side with your palms up. Tilt your head back and close your eyes. Now raise your right leg up.
After a quick run-through, she's ready for her close-up.
Your index or pointing fingers out.
That means my girlfriend's alright.
Now your index fingers, pointing finger, first finger.
This.
Tilt your head back and close your eyes. Okay.
She even has a flair for the dramatic.
Go to the chalkboard behind you
Yes, Mr. Police Officer.
and write your name on it like you normally sign your checks.
I sure will.
This supermodel is a super speller, at least when it comes to her own name.
Now draw a circle. A square. And a triangle.
Now she steps back to admire her handiwork and to work her charms on the cop.
I didn't want to hear it.
Failure to submit to the test will result in a suspension of your driving privilege.
I'm
period of
intoxicated.
first refusal of the
I thought
The officer somehow resists her feminine wiles, but still asks her to spend the night in jail.
no comment.
Coming up on Hot Pursuit, here's one threat you don't want followed through. And get ready for the biggest fireworks since July 4th. Jet skis are meant for speeding along the water. Today, however, cops are chasing a guy for towing his jet ski above the land speed limit. At a stop, he gives a clear signal to the officer. Back off. Now we have a full-fledged chase on our hands. Another cop waits down the road in an ambush. As he comes by, the cops are ready and waiting for him. So they ram him and the jet ski. It's just the kind of threat you'd expect from someone who just tried to rear-end a cop. The officer behind the wheel of this cruiser is waiting for the chase to come to him. Pretty soon it does, and he's joined the pursuit of a local car thief. He starts to catch up, and by the time he does, police have already hit the suspect's tires with a spike strip. Looks like the strip has done its job. This fireworks display suggests that the entire front end of the vehicle has collapsed. It's metal on pavement lighting up the night sky. The ensuing shower of sparks looks impressive and gives the police an additional advantage. With this much pyrotechnic splendor surrounding his car, it's almost impossible for him to get away. He is, after all, the only car on the road that's on fire. Pretty soon, he's not on the road at all. And to add insult to injury, the heat is so intense that the car's floorboards have caught fire. It's quite literally a hot pursuit. Which is probably why the guy decides to dump old Sparky and hot-foot it out of here. From another angle, we can see that he doesn't get very far. This mad dash for the fence is the suspect's last stand. And now that the cops have him pinned, he'll have some free time to cool down.